G'day everybody and welcome to another episode of Automotive Carnage, and today I'm out standing in the field. Well, not just any field, I'm out standing in my field. Yes, g'day everybody, my name's DJ and thank you for joining us on this episode of Automotive Carnage. Now, it's been quite a while since we've uploaded anything, and that's quite simply because life's been busy with all of this. That's right, Automotive Carnage now has a new headquarters. For the last couple of months now, sometime before Christmas, I've been alluding to the fact that I have a massive project that I've been working on that has been taking up a lot of my time and interrupting my delivery schedule to you guys quite consistently. So now I can finally reveal to you what it is that this big project is, and it is 150 acres of a brand new Automotive Carnage ranch. Now this paddock, that's not all of it. You see, we also have all of this shed space, and all of that shed space, and all that old machinery, and there's a lot to go explore, so let's go check it out. So a little bit of background information here. My wife Megan and I have been wanting to own land for a very long time, and the opportunity finally came up to buy this property at a very good price with so much shed space and stuff going on, which we'll get into shortly. When this came up, 150 acres at the price it did, we couldn't say no. So we worked really hard to figure out how we're going to do it, and we came up with a plan, and yeah, now here we are, and we have achieved a lifelong dream of ours, which is really, really cool. So life and family kind of took precedence over YouTube, sorry guys, and it's just been awesome to really clean up this place, because the reason we got it so cheap was that no one else wanted it because of the amount of junk and the amount of rubbish that was left lying around by the owner and the tenants at the time. So let's have a bit of a quick walk around here, and we'll show you what we've got going on. We're sort of at the back of the property at the moment, and this massive shed that you see here isn't all shed space. This part here, that's all like a little garden. It's all completely overgrown. We've got a barbecue area just beyond that. We've got a swimming pool in there as well, which has been, it's above ground, it's derelict as anything. But back to the shed, this different colored here from about, let's say there, that way, that's all house. So that's been converted into a 2-bedroom and an office kind of arrangement. So that's where we've been spending a lot of our time, is renovating that to a bit more of a livable living style. It just hasn't been looked after for quite a few years. But everything else this way, that is all shared space for us to go play in with our cars and our vehicles and whatever we want to do inside there. So let's go check that out. As we come around the corner of the main shed here, you can see over here there was a bit of a garden and a tree house, and something going on there that has just been left to decay over the last couple of years, and this is the sort of mess that I'm talking about that we've spent so much time trying to work on. And as we come into the actual shed, which will become the new Automotive Carnage headquarters, you'll notice it's a dirt floor and it's on quite a bit of a slope. Yeah, not sure why they built this massive shed here and left it as a dirt floor, so that's something we'll have to work on in the future. But something I am so excited about, as you can see in front of us here, we have our own 2-post hoist. This is going to make working on these cars and doing the engine conversions I have planned for this year and next so much easier. We have a big solid concrete floor underneath it. I've had multiple vehicles on here already. We can get quite high. I can't quite stand underneath the car straight when it's all the way up, but still it is going to make dropping engines, pulling engines, gearboxes, all that kind of stuff a lot easier. And you can see we've got a lot of wall space, a lot of bench space area that can be turned into an awesome work environment here. So one of the things we will do in time is we will level out, because that's the edge of the concrete there. So we're going to level out all of that and then actually pour some concrete in there as well, so we have much more usable workspace. At the moment it's kind of just storage, just too much of a slope going on there for us to do anything with. Yes, so from now on, well, once I get all my tools and equipment down from our previous sheds, this will become the new headquarters, and we'll get a lot more videos out of here. I can hear now, this is the first time I've filmed in here, and there's a bit of an echo, so we will have to try mitigate that. But I'm sure once we get some vehicles in here, once we get some tools and workbenches and stuff, that echoing should be a lot better. Now, also over here, behind this roller door, sorry, so I'm getting distracted, through that door is like our actual house part. behind this roller door, behind roller door number 1, we have another workshop area. So again, dirt floor, but we can work with this. We'll put some nice benches in, shelving, all that, and all of our tools, equipment we can set up in here. We might set up a bit of a, like kind of a half fabrication shed, and then, half fabrication area. And then on this side, we might put all like the tools and storage over this side. And then maybe, you know, like parts storage up there or something. If you're good at setting up sheds, let me know, because I would really like this to become a nice working, flowing workspace. I don't know how to set that sort of stuff up. I've never had this much room to play with to actually build a functioning workshop. This isn't just a shed that we're now building cars out of like when we started this channel. We are now building stuff properly. I won't say properly because that's we know that's not quite right now, is it? So yeah, if you've got any ideas, or if you know anyone who can help out just giving ideas on how to set this place up, please let me know. Really keen to have discussions and ideas thrown at me. So yeah, we'll leave our workshop space for now, and we'll come around to door number 2, which has our lawnmower parked in here. But we got some more undercover carport area, and our Prado is down here at the moment since we've been transporting quite a few cars back and forth. And again, just more of the mess and left behind junk that we've got to play with. Actually, let's go this way. This way is kind of cool. And as we walk this way towards the car storage area, you guys may have noticed that the scenery around here and the flora and fauna are very different to what you're normally used to on this channel. That is because this farm is 800 plus kilometers away from the goldfields where I normally do a lot of the bushwreck hunting, and where I've currently lived for the last 10 years. I lived out in the outback of West Australia. So that was a really cool part of my life. A lot of awesome experiences out there. But now it's time to grow and to move, and we've come actually closer to the capital city of Perth, and we're only 2 hours or so outside of Perth. So this is a wheat belt region. As you can see, that whole paddock up there, just the scale of this place is so cool. 150 acres isn't large in Australian terms, but it is more than enough for us to play with out here. So just like that first sort of tree line you can see there up over the horizon, that's all ours. That's ours to play on. I cannot wait. Down here, we're at the vehicle storage area, and there's a couple of new projects there we'll show you shortly. But we have 2 20-foot containers that we can use for storage. Now, the bloke we brought this place off was also a huge car nut, and sitting in that container when we got here was a UC Tirana hatch 2-door with a 308 in it. And he did offer it to us. He wanted to chuck it in with the land sale, but it had so much rust in it, and the price he wanted was right up there. I'm like, nah, mate, you can have it. It's only UC anyway. So let's move on. Right, some more junk that's been left behind. Oh, junk! Look at it all. And that's after we've cleaned up. My gosh, he left so much stuff behind. Right, in our storage area here, look at it. Just massive. This is so cool. We can fit so many cars in here. We can fit 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 vehicles in here undercover, which is awesome. So we've got the EB XR8 that we all know. We've pulled that down. At the moment is actively for sale. So if you want yourself a project, you like the EB, this is a great example. It does need work, it needs to be repainted, but it is very original, and it's only done 164,000 Ks or thereabouts. Just have a double check of that. Sorry, 166,000 Ks. So really nice XR8. The best way I can describe it is it's a base XR8, but it's got some cool options in that it has power windows, it's got cruise control, and just a few other little trick pieces. Now, yes, someone has attempted to hotwire it. This is why I've got it. I was just going to replace the whole loom, but I've got like 24 cars at the moment, and I only brought this purely to save it and to eventually sell it on. I do like the shape Falcon, but it's not a forever car for me. It was just something to play on and then pass on to the next person. So if you guys want an EB 93, I think it is, EB2 with the ABS, hit us up. I am willing to move that on quite cheaply. Now, next, one of the new projects that we have here, something I'm a little bit more excited about than that, is a 93 Mazda 929. This thing is cool. Again, another car that was off to the scrappy, and we saved it. I don't know why. Now that I've actually seen it, it's got frameless doors. I absolutely love frameless doors. Very much a weak point for me. Yeah, I don't know why I have this. It runs and drives, so you know it's one up on the Ford. It runs and drives, and it has four-wheel steer, which is really cool and trippy to watch. So this car, I was thinking, you know, it's not too far gone. It does run and drive. Maybe we could fix it up, slam it, put some 20 inches on it, do like a VIP style build to it, turn it into Mazda's, Affini's version, which was an MS9, which is effectively the same car, but just with some different grills and different interior pieces for their luxury kind of marquee at the time. But again, I don't know. I'm sort of in love, I'm sort of not. I'm really not too sure what to do with the 929. So if you guys have any ideas, let us know. It does run and drive, so I don't want to go too crazy with it. And then, yes, the Corolla 2 has made it down, the GP Turbo, one of only 6,000 made, and we found this one in Kalgoorlie. Interesting enough, I posted a short a couple of weeks ago, and the guy reached out to me and said, man, that looks like my one from Kalgoorlie. I'm like, you know what, it probably is. And so we described a few key features of this car. Turns out it is. So random viewer, how's it going, mate? Yeah, we have your Corolla 2 GP Turbo. What's been done to it? Absolutely nothing, except it's been brought down here to the farm. Now, this is new. We have an RB20. Yep, it has done 113,000 Ks. I do have a 5-speed to go behind it. It's a non-turbo. It's just a really good, clean engine. So, I don't know. We'll find something to put down to. I do have a few ideas on where we can put this engine, but we'll see how we go. At the back here, we have our other JDM engine. So we've got the Nissan FJ20 ET, complete with 5-speed, everything you need to plug it in, to drop it in and run in a car. And then over here we've got Toyota 4AGZE Supercharge with its 5-speed. So a couple of cool engines, imported them from Japan directly. As you can see, they're all being packaged up for shipping in containers. Yeah, don't know what we're going to do with them, but they're just really cool to have them. All right, moving on. The little Hyundai S-Coupe, it's made it to the farm. This Byron came up with his mate Dazza, and they dropped this car off. It's just really cool to have this on the property now. As you know from one of the videos that we shot a few months ago, it does run, it does drive. It still does have issues with the rear brakes on this side. It still has its rust. It still has its cracked dash. But it's like a ray of sunshine to drive this thing. It's so cool, and it's so low to the ground. It's really, really fun. Don't know what we're going to do with it. Still going along the path of getting it registered and just taking it to the old car meet. I've got some beautiful period correct 15s aero wheels to go on it, which will look awesome. And we do need to lower that rear. It's got a real bit of a rake going on, as you can see there. So we need to bring the rear down just a little bit. But for now, till we get over the pits to get it registered, it is really good. Yeah, not much more to say about my Ray of Sunshine. Next, oh, it is so cool to finally have a Mercedes in the fleet. I've always had a thing for Mercedes, don't know why, don't really like them that much, but I really like Mercedes. Of all the German marquees, Mercedes is my favorite. Probably because when I was growing up, we used to have a 190E. It was red, it was really cool, except that it spent more time in the shed, broken down, than it did actually driving around. So when the opportunity came up to get a 180E, the Australian version, I had to have it. Even though all my experience has been bad with 190s, I had to have a 180. So this one came up, we had a V8 four-wheel drive Crewman. No one was buying it, and a guy came along and said, hey, will you swap this Mercedes for it? I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to have a car that no one wants, I might as well have a car that I want, if that makes sense. You know, if no one's going to buy my Crewman, then I might as well buy something, swap it for something that I want that no one else is going to buy anyway. So that's why we now have this beautiful, well looked after 180E. It does have a few cosmetic issues. It scrapes up in here somewhere. We've got to find out what's going on there. The guard's pushed out. The paint's a bit, yeah, how are you going in places? A few interior pieces have been cracked, but the timing chain's been done, the valve's been done, all the suspension's been done. It's a really clean car. I've actually had friends asked me recently, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty good. Why do you think I'm not okay?" Like, it's just that the last 3 cars you've brought actually run, drive, and one of them's even registered. Are you feeling okay? Like, they're not rusted out cars. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Give a man a break. I just want to actually experience driving a car for once instead of looking at a rusty pile stuck on pallets. Anyway, so that's really cool. Really loving that. I drive around every now and then, but yeah, we've got to fix that scraping. It's really nerve-wracking. And then we come to another vehicle that we've brought for no apparent reason. I have wanted this specific little Suzuki since the day I laid eyes on it about 3 years ago. It's a Suzuki fronte hatch. It's a 76 or 78, I can't remember. One of only a small handful, 6 or so, that were imported to Australia by Suzuki themselves to test the market to see if they wanted to bring them into the country full time. Well, as you know, Suzuki didn't bring these in full time, so this is the only one that we know of that is not only still around, but actually runs and drives. So it doesn't look like much. It is absolutely riddled with rust. I mean, that plenum chamber is completely gone, both outside and inside. Doors are just absolutely cactus. The roof, absolutely cactus. The back's all been, you know, patched up as well. But it does have all its windows. It does have complete driving gear. As I said, it does run, drive, and move. The brakes need to be redone. It needs a new floor. It's got a few too many speed holes in it. Another thing that's really cool about this car is it's front engined, it's rear wheel drive, and it's a tiny little 460cc 2-stroke 2-cylinder air cooled. It sounds absolutely bonkers, and later on today I think we'll dive into it. We'll chuck a battery in there and we'll get it started just so you and I can hear it. Well, you guys can hear it. I want to drive it. I want to drive this thing around the paddock and have an absolute ball in it. So I don't know, like, this is too far gone to fully restore and put back on the road, because once it's, you know, if you fully restore it, you're spending, God, close to $50,000 to do the panel work that needs to be done. And then trying to find, like, look at this. That's completely gone. I mean, someone like Graham from XA Kugo could potentially reshape that, but he's a busy man, and even trying to find cuts of these from other ones in Japan is extremely hard because they all rusted out in Japan as well because they're sold here. Plus also too, we have a structural screwdriver down there holding it together. But it does mean burnouts. So yeah, really looking forward to working on that vehicle sometime in the future. Now, for those of you who enjoy the bushwreck hunting side of things, as opposed to me buying a bunch of useless cars I really don't need and I don't know how to fix, do not fret, because I will still be working out in the goldfields and we'll still have downtime that we can go bush and go have a look around at some of the awesome vehicles that we still haven't shown you out there. There are so many that, yeah, you've only seen a tip of the iceberg. So there's still plenty more for us to go and explore. So we can't get the best of both worlds. We will be building stuff here down on the farm, plus we will also be still finding rusty gold and rusty relics out in the Australian outback. So a little bit of a change, but nothing too drastic. So hopefully, fingers crossed, in the near future, let's give it a good 6 months before I can, to get this plan working, I would love to do 2 videos a week, one video relating to bushwreck hunting and another video relating to the cars and what we're working on. So that'd be kind of cool. Then we can kind of split the 2 avenues that this channel has going on, and you can watch preferred, and, you know, anyway, just more content for you guys is what I'm trying to say, and I think that's going to be absolutely awesome. Now, one last thing I want to say about that part of the paddock. Another huge reason I've always wanted land since I was 14 is because I enjoy driving, and I do not enjoy people telling me what I can or cannot do. And so long term, we are talking a couple of years time, we will be building a track out in this paddock. So to start with, it will be a dirt track and more of a rallycross style, but eventually I would love to have it actually sealed and turned into a small road track for personal use and for other YouTubers to come and hang out and come have a play on. So that is ultimate end game goal, but we do need a proving ground, a test grounds if you will, for the vehicles that we build here in the new Automotive Carnage headquarters. So yeah, we will be building a let's call it a rallycross track for now, out in that field, and I'm really looking forward to that. So it's another huge dream come true. So for now, I think that's about all. There is more to this property, but that's more personal towards my family and where we live, so you guys are going to miss out on that, sorry, unless you come and visit. So yeah, thank you so much for joining in. I'm sorry it's been so long between videos, but it's just because of the renovations and the tidy up of this place that we have been so busy. But now that we're starting to get a bit more of a normalized roster and lifestyle around this huge new change for me and my family, the videos should be coming a bit more regularly now. So next we'll probably wait till the sun goes down. It's still pretty hot. We'll go play off that Suzuki. We might film that, but as for the next bush video, we will be getting back into the creek bed pacer. We have some absolutely awesome parts come in from Hemi Performance, and I cannot wait to install those and learn how to chop out and re-weld in the floor section that we need to do as well. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll catch you lot on the next episode of Automotive Carnage. See you later.